Hey guys and girls. So after this casual matchmaking event that happened last Thursday, I just wanted to run through some of the things that I noticed and some of the ideas that I had in my experience playing through the casual matchmaking process. So I actually managed to fit in 6 games when it started a little bit later than I think was originally planned, and in that 6 games, I think overall it can be said that the games went from less balanced to more balanced as an overall trend, and I think that was the idea that Shu was really getting at in the video explaining what the event was about. So, for example, here we have footage of the first game that I played in of the day, of the period, and it was an absolute stomp, guys. And we were the ones doing the stomping. We had the big foot in this game, and as a result, 2 of them left early, and it was a 4v6 for most of it. And right here you'll see the board. That's the end screen right there. I do actually quite, appreciate what they're trying to do with the board here. It needs to be up for longer, generally. So people can really assess what stats they've been given throughout the game and how they can improve further. But I like the amount of information that they've got on the end screen and how it doesn't disappear, and like you have to scroll back to see which one you want to get information from. It's all in one place, but at the same time, I don't think it looks as good as the old one. So there could be a little bit of work there to do. And this is the second game. It's pretty much exactly the same story. We weren't paired with the same people. It was me and Ethan, who's IGN is Tank 7 in this. Me and Ethan were in a party together, and we weren't paired with the same people overall. But there's the board, and you can see we absolutely trounced them. And this is the third game. I think this one we actually lost, and we were on the receiving end. And if you see in the top corner there, the top left corner, you'll see we're going to lose the pump there. And it's 10 minutes at the end of the game. That's a whole 10 minutes we could have played on. And I know it sounds bad, but I actually like the games where it's a bit of to and fro-y, not stalematy. And there's the end board. So as you can see, it actually was more fair, I think, than the previous ones. But at the same time, our scores are so low because there just isn't much play time, and that's always a result of impoor balance as people leave out of frustration normally. As you can see, we were 1 man down for the last half of that game. And this is a good time to put in that at the moment with the casual matchmaking process, empty slots aren't filled by new players, but this is due to change in the future when it comes out for real. So putting the average game balance aside now, because Splash Hammers will be working on them with the quantifiable numbers that they've been given in their system as a result of this 4 or 5 hours of event. And they'll hopefully be working on that continually until it gets to a stage where they're happy with it to be going out to ranked. What the community can do now is give them other feedback that will actually be in addition to what they've already collected. So one of the things that I've seen a lot of people complaining about is the amount of time it takes to search for games. It wasn't too bad in my case. It was about 1.5 minutes on average, and I think for a ranked match somebody should expect that sort of duration. But would somebody really wait for that for a casual match? At the moment, I think it takes like between 15 to 20 seconds per casual match for me to quick join using the current system. And if I'm honest, I do care about the state of balance in a casual game, but when I'm in a ranked, suddenly the stakes are a lot higher. So it's about achieving the right balance between what a casual player would want to wait and what a ranked player would want to wait. Overall, I think Dirty Bomb as a game has a pretty bad rep for basically making people sitting on their hands doing nothing. The amount of time somebody is out of a game watching a timer tick down to actually get into a game and start having fun is way too long. So readying, especially now, it takes a lot longer. The full 12 people have to click ready every single game. And while that's not such an issue because you can play the game while that's happening, surely wouldn't it not make sense to take the 45 seconds in the pre-game lobby to take that to ready up? And while you're there, why not reduce the 45 seconds to 30 seconds or at least 15? So something like that would drastically reduce the amount of time that someone is sitting there without playing your beloved game. And while we're talking about lobbies and being on the homepage and things like that, for some reason, I don't know whether this is a bug or whether it's intentional, but I couldn't seem to join Ethan from the home screen like I used to once they were searching for a game. So once they pressed the find casual match, I actually couldn't join their party. I don't know whether that's Whether that's intentional or whether that, well, even if it is intentional, I don't think that should be the case. I think you should be able to join them whatever they're doing. And once you do join them and you are in their party, especially when the parties are getting quite large, 4 or 5 people perhaps, I think it's good to give the average party people, not just the people who are leading the party, some more powers to find a casual game. This could be like done on perhaps like a vote system, where if the majority of people want to search for a game, say the party leader's AFK, going to the loo or getting a drink or whatever, then I think it should be left for the rest of the party to vote to actually find the match, especially as the process can actually take up to 1.5 minutes, and you're even waiting more time if the person is AFK or just decides or accidentally doesn't click the button to find match. And once the match is finished, I believe that if nobody leaves and everybody's happy with the outcome, then I think it should automatically put you in another lobby to have a rematch. I think there should be a standard, although it should be interrupted if anybody leaves or anybody, perhaps it can be also worked on a vote system to have a rematch, which I've seen in other games before. Other little things I think we can take away from this event is that not showing levels, I think, is a good thing. I think levels are taken too lightly as an indication of skill in this game, and too often I come across a level 120 something and they're awful. I think it's just the way that the player base is. Additionally, I think that stopwatch needs to be put back in. It's the regular competitive game mode and is basically better than objective in my opinion. It gives the attackers and defenders equal weighting, and each time you swap over, the advantage or disadvantage of attacking and defending is given to the opposite team, making a wholly fair experience. Now on to a few things which you guys have suggested. So ZG2 Rent on the CMM mega thread on Reddit has posted a lot of pros and cons, and one of the cons that I've taken to is the merc limit. Now, while in casual I think this should definitely not apply. In casual you should be able to play whatever merc you want to whatever balance it may come out of in the end for your team and for the opposition. But in ranked I definitely can't see any sort of reason why this can't be the case. Especially a 6v6 where if you have 5 Thunders on one team, it can get pretty stupendous and unbalanced and basically not very fun for either team. The dude in pink, in his own post on the same subreddit, suggests some improvements to the kick and vote system. And while I think this is definitely something the splash damage can look for both casual and ranked, I think it would probably shine best in casual. This could even go so far as to help splash damage with their analytics. So, for example, they could perhaps propose making somebody wait a longer amount of time if they've been kicked from 3 consecutive games beforehand for being AFK, or something similar to that. It just gives splash damage more information to play around with different possibilities that the community could require, and I think is a good thing in itself in any case. And again, another comment on the mega thread. Reverend Grog apparently went back to back on the same map during the casual matchmaking event. While this isn't so much a problem in casual, I definitely think that in ranked there should be some more variation. Especially if we implement the earlier thing where we were talking about going straight to another lobby if nobody decides to leave the game. There should definitely be some variation about which map that you should be playing one after the other. Whether this is a hard fix, such as definitely excluding the map which you've just played, or whether it's a soft fix and just making it so that you're a lot less likely to have it, I think is up to splash damage and the community to decide for themselves. So what do you think? Do you have any ideas or any spins on this particular event that haven't been mentioned in this video? If so, then leave them down in the comment section below and I'll respond, and hopefully we can get some more feedback for splash damage to analyse. If you did like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and of course get back to me for some brilliant ideas. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully there'll be more like this in the future. I think that hero Aussie is quite good.